be with Audrey.
Thank you so much, Yaron.
Audrey!
No, thank you, Yaron. So yes, thank you. My name is Audrey Jacobs, and I'm in nonprofit world. I'm not in the business world, so I really appreciate Yaron having me speak with you tonight. I'm the new regional director for Stand With Us, which is the global Israel advocacy and education leader. And so I'm very honored to speak with you tonight, and I want to thank Yaron, first of all, for hosting this event, and for his company, Orange Restoration, for hosting our free drinks, and for always coming to my house when I have a flood or need my carpets cleaned. So thank you, Yaron. So when Yaron asked me to speak to you tonight, and he said, oh, first he's like 10 minutes, he goes, then 5 minutes, okay, 2 minutes, you know, make it casual, make it quick. And I said I'm going to be speaking to mostly young professional Israelis. And I'm supposed to be talking to you about Israel. And I said, why me? He said, because you love and you defend Israel with such a passion that's infectious. I want you to see if you can infuse some of your Zionist fever into our crowd tonight. So I hope to do a little bit of that with you tonight. But honestly, the truth is I am a devoted Zionist, but I have not always been this way. I grew up a Jewish American princess in Dallas, Texas. Had a very easy life. But my grandmother always said, remember I'm from Texas, darling, everybody hates the Jews, and they've tried to kill us all before, and they'll do it again. So we always had literally our passports by the front door, ready at any moment to go to Israel, because we knew Israel is where we would be welcome, we would be safe, and where it is our home. But beyond that, really, I came to Israel. I felt proud when I learned about its accomplishments, and I felt fury when I learned about the terrorist attacks, and sad when Israel would do something that made them look bad. But beyond that, I never did anything. I mean, what did I do to show my love for Israel? Nothing. Nothing. But then that all changed a year ago. Last year, I went to UCSD, one of our major campuses, college campuses here. And I went during Israel Apartheid Week. And I walked down the main library walk, and the first thing I saw was a fake cemetery with Muslims praying at the fake graves of innocent Palestinian children that had been brutally murdered by Israeli soldiers. And I was disgusted. And then by how low they would go to get their point across. And then I walked further, and I saw it. I saw the wall. This was the famous apartheid wall. It was about 8 feet tall, 50 foot long. On each side of this giant wall, hand-painted with the most horrific, anti-Semitic and anti-Israel lie upon lie upon lie. And I was just sick. But then I looked around me, and I got mad. Because I looked at all these uninformed and uneducated students reading the wall. They didn't know if that's truth. And I said, oh my God, Israel and the Jewish people are being attacked right here in San Diego, in my neighborhood. And I was shocked. I was livid. I couldn't sleep. I was asking community leaders, who's doing something about this? How did this happen? What's being done? And then, just a couple of weeks later, the flotilla incident happened. Does anyone know what I mean with the first flotilla? Does anyone not know? Raise your hand. Is everyone? Okay, you don't know flotilla. So, about a year ago, about 6 ships tried to come and violate the naval blockade of Gaza. And Israel has a blockade to ensure that the Hamas that runs Gaza, the terrorist organization, doesn't get any extra weapons to kill innocent Israelis. So they have a blockade. So they sent the humanitarian aid, quote-unquote, activists sent 6 ships to provide humanitarian aid to Gaza. Now this is even though Israel brings 6,000 tons of humanitarian aid every day into Gaza. It was a political stunt. So 5 ships came and quietly let the Israeli soldiers inspect for weapons, and 1 ship came that was full of Turkish Islamic jihadist terrorists. And when the Israeli soldiers boarded the ship to peacefully inspect for weapons, they were attacked with knives and guns. And they were beaten, and they defended themselves. And sadly, 9 of the Turkish terrorists were killed. So it was, the world went crazy. And I opened up my local newspaper, I turned on my local TV, I listened to my local radio, and Israel was being attacked and was being positioned as the terrorist again in my town. I said, enough. It's enough. It's time to act. So a friend of mine knew I was upset. She said, you know, there's going to be this meeting at somebody's house, and you should come. We're going to talk about what we can do to help Israel. So I thought maybe, you know, 10 people would show up, but 50 people came. And then we got there about 8 o'clock. 1 hour later, somebody walks in the room and he said, it was a Thursday night, he said, do you know tomorrow night, Friday night, 5 o'clock, downtown San Diego, the Palestinians are having an anti-Israel flotilla rally. And I stood up. And Michael Lurie, a South African gentleman in San Diego, stood up. And we said, we're going to counter. We're going to have a counter rally. That's why we're here tonight. And we worked around the clock. We Facebooked, we called everyone, we texted everybody, emailed, everything we could. We had a sign maker there. We printed signs from my now organization, Stand With Us. We called the press, and the next night at 5 o'clock, there were 150 pro-Israel people standing on the street corner waving Israeli flags and American flags with our signs. And we were looking across the street at the 40 stunned pro-Palestinians who were looking at us, but still with their megaphone yelling, Israel, how many babies did you kill today? But we had 3 TV stations there that we had gotten, and the Union Tribune newspaper. And this time, we made sure Israel's side of the story was told. So after that point, I said, never again. Never in my town am I going to let anyone criticize Israel or the Jewish people. I'm going to stand up, and I'm going to do something. So Michael Lurie, who helped me organize our first rally, we founded the San Diego Israel Coalition. It was a grassroots group. And we decided we were going to build an army of people in San Diego to stand up for Israel. But enough about me. I don't know about you. How many of you here have family in Israel? Raise your hand. Okay. Anyone else have loved ones there? Okay. All right. So work with me here for just a minute. Think about the people that you love there. Now I want you all to close your eyes. Everybody, come on, go with me. Everybody, I can see if you have your eyes open. Close your eyes.
I can't, I'm holding the camera.
And you can't, you're holding the camera. Close your eyes. Think about the people you love. Now think about this. Your eyes are open. Close your eyes. Iran has gotten a nuclear weapon. The U.S. has called their bluff, and they bomb Israel. They destroy it. Everyone and everything is gone. Think about what this means to you, your family, your friends, your family home where you grew up, Tel Aviv, the Kotel, everything, in rubble, in ashes, gone. Now open your eyes. I don't mean to upset you, but you have to know that the world is turning against Israel. Not just the Arab world, not just on U.S. college campuses, but Western nations around the world are turning against Israel. And this is because of the slow, deadly drip of hateful propaganda that has seeped into people who don't know any better and have accepted this as truth. This is the same political propaganda machine in the 30s and the 40s that turned the world against the Jews. So when Hitler went to kill us all, nobody cared. Nobody stood up for us. No one took us in. They all just looked the other way. So is Israel your homeland? It is. It's our homeland, and it needs your help. Israel is under attack, and I want all of you to join our army and help us promote why Israel matters in the world. So I encourage you tonight, I have over there on the little table a sign-up sheet for Stand With Us. Sign up to get on our mailing list. Find out how you can help. You can help by talking about Israel when things happen to non-Jewish people, by posting on your Facebook and your LinkedIn, educational, fun videos, news stories. We all need to be out there and not be afraid to stand up with Israel. We are in this battle together. In our history, our truth, and our personal stories are our weapons. Use them proudly. Together, stand with us. Stand with Israel, and stand for the Jewish people. Woo!